Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. On today's video we're going to cut a princess bustier. It's a princess bustier, very interesting and very cool style. It's a regular something we use. So right now I'll mark out my starting line. So that my lines will be equal. So from that line I'll mark out my half length, then adding 1 inch for sewing joining allowance. So that 1 inch I'll be using half inch to join the down part and also half inch to join the shoulder part. So my half length is 19 inches plus that 1 inch, that's 20 inches. So after marking out the 20 inches, the next thing is to determine where my bust line will be. Okay, so from shoulder to my bust line I'll mark 9 inches, as you can see, 9 inches. Then I will mark my bust point, I'll mark my under bust, and the other line there is my half length. Okay, I'll also dot the line again in order to get a straight line while ruling it with my ruler. Okay, as you can see me do. But if you can be able to get it without dotting it in different places, is okay, also fine. So I have connected my under bust line. This is my bust point line, and this is my bust line. So after rolling out these straight lines, the next thing I have to do is to label it. This is my shoulder, my bust point, under bust, and the half length. So the next thing is to get my armhole line. So my shoulder line is 16 divided by 2 will give me 8. So I'll mark the 8 inches on the bust line. I'll also mark it on the shoulder line. So I'll connect it with a straight line using my ruler. So after connecting it, the next thing I have to do is to mark out the neckline, which is the wideness is 3 inches and the depth also is 3 inches. This is a regular neckline that everybody use. Then you can as well extend your neckline while marking the style. So the next thing is to mark 1 inch for my shoulder slope. I will connect it down to my neckline. So after connecting that, the next thing I have to do is to divide my nipples, as in my armhole line, by 2, and I will get the midpoint. So from that midpoint I will come in by half inch. So after coming in by half inch, I have to divide my bust circumferences by 4. So and I'll mark out whatever I have. So I'm going to connect my armhole to that 3 points you are seeing. So this is my armhole. After connecting my armhole, the next thing is to divide my nipples to nipples measurement into 2. So my nipples to nipples measurement is 8 inches divided by 2, that's 4. So I'll mark out the 4 inches, and I'm stopping at bust. I'm stopping at the bust point. I'm stopping my line at the bust point, as you can see me mark. So after that, I will extend that line from that armhole midpoint. From the midpoint on the armhole, I will extend the line, and I'll connect it down to the bust point. And I'll blend that line so that it won't be sharp. I'll blend it. So after doing that, on the under bust I'll mark 2 inches. On the half length I'll mark 2 inches. And I'll also connect it with a straight line. So after connecting it with a straight line, I will curve it down to the bust point using my French curve. You can as well do a freehand if you are good in drawing. So but me, I prefer using my armhole curve, my French curve rather. I prefer using it. So after that, from the midpoint on my armhole, I will come down by 1.5 inch, and I will also connect it back to the bust point, as you can see. So after connecting it, I'll try to blend that area so that it won't be sharp. So the next thing I have to do is to divide all my body circumferences into 4. So I'm dividing my under bust into 4, and I'll mark whatever I have. Then I'll add 2 inches for joining allowance. I'll also divide my waist circumferences into 4. I'll mark whatever I have, and I'll also add my sewing allowance. And on the bust line, I also divide. Remember, as I divide the under bust, I also added that 2 inches that I use for the bustier contour. I do the same thing at the half length. So on the bust line, you will see that what I have there is not up to 2 inches. So I will add whatever I have on those lines that. So I will add whatever I have on those lines, and the next thing is to connect the line from the bust to under bust down to the half length. After that, now I'll create a new armhole. So I'm getting a new armhole for the princess dart. Okay, so the next thing is to mark the yoke. You have to determine how deep you want your yoke to be, the kind of shape you want your yoke to have. Okay, I first mark the shape of the shape I first mark. As you can see it now, I first mark a sweetheart shape. Then later I change my mind and carve the yoke straight. Okay, so it depends on what you want your yoke to be, the shape you want it to have. You can as well do C curve or U curve or V curve. Okay, so this is the first shape I marked, that sweetheart. I later switch to a straight shade. So the next thing is to mark 1 inch by the side for that. Okay, so I'll connect it down to the line, down to that line, as you can see. Okay, so after that, those places I'm leveling is the places that I'm going to cut out. I won't be needing it, so I'll be cutting them out. This part is going to go off. So after marking that, I now decided to change the yoke that I initially marked. So I decided to go with a straight yoke. So that's what I am curving out right now. So after marking that, the next thing is to cut out what we have marked, what we have drafted. Cut it out to see the look and how it is. And as I am cutting this out, I'm going to use these front bodies to cut the back. That's why I didn't do a separate video for the back. So I'm going to use the front bodies to cut the back. The only difference there is that on that part that is round, these pieces that I just cut out now, this particular one you're seeing, I'll just carve out those round area and make it to be straight. That's the only difference. Okay, so I don't see, but if you want me to cut the back, if you want me to do a video on how to mark the back, on how to draft the back, I will gladly do so. Okay, I just don't want the video to be too long. That's why I decided not to do a video on how to draft the back. But if it is on your request, I will obey and do so. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like all my videos, share, subscribe. As you are subscribing, it means that you are supporting me. It means that you like my video. Please subscribe, share my video, invite your friends to watch my video. If there are any places that I am not doing well, nobody knows highest. If there are places I'm not doing well, you think I am not doing well, please drop it in a comment section. I will work towards that. Okay, we learn every day. As I'm teaching you, I believe that you have something also to teach me. Okay, So thank you so much for watching my video. This is the outcome of the front bodies. I'll trace this on my fabric before sewing it. Thank you guys for watching my video, and please put on your notifications so that you get my video always.